The integrity of democracy in New South Wales is being tested, with elected local councils under the very real threat of losing their local planning powers, which will be taken away by the unelected Department of Planning. At Bronte, a developer wants to replace the old Bronte RSL with this building that's twice as big as the controls allow. It has been described by the Waverley Council planners as being monolithic and simply too big for the site. The DA was refused consent by the JRPP, so the developer has asked the Department of Planning to intervene and change the rules to allow the development. The following groups are opposed to the department's intervention into our local planning issue and oppose the developer's plans. Our community, our local primary school P&C, our council planners, our elected mayor Sally Betts, every last one of our elected councillors, that's Liberal, Labor, Greens and Independents, and our elected state MP, Bruce Notley-Smith. He wants his government's policy followed at Bronte. That policy is to allow communities and their councils to set the rules for development in their neighbourhood because local residents are best placed to make local planning decisions. All these groups want a complying development at the Bronte RSL site. Only the RSL and its partner, developer WLB, want to be able to break the current rules and build something that's too big for the site. In a fair and just democracy, the scales would be tipped firmly in favour of a complying development, and the department would mark the developer's plans returned to sender. But at Bronte, the scales of justice have become unbalanced. The unelected Department of Planning has tipped the scales towards an unwanted development that is simply too big. No one can understand why this has happened. In the interests of democracy, the department must allow Waverley Council to control local planning, and it must act to stop the developer's plans once and for all. Anything less is a betrayal of the citizens whom the departmental officers are appointed to serve. Help us to save democracy. Say no to the rezone. See savebronte.com for details. Written and spoken by Save Bronte in the interests of democracy in New South Wales.